Hello, and welcome to this week's edition of Buckeye Sports Now. I'm Mackenzie Janak, and here's this week's top sports news. There's a lot to recap from this weekend, so strap in. Ohio State's women's basketball team entered Sunday's game with Iowa on a 7-game winning streak. But this was their first matchup without starting forward Stephanie Mavunga, who was week to week after injuring her right foot. Without her in the lineup, the Buckeyes struggled to pull away, allowing the Hawkeyes to come back from a 10-point deficit. Iowa tied the game up at 72 with 4 minutes to play, and that's when Ohio State made its move. The Hawkeyes had done a good job controlling the pace until this point. Kiera Lewis laid in a shot in traffic to take the lead. Then she took a pass from Lene Harper to score a second layup, this time in transition. Then, after an uncharacteristically quick shot from Iowa's Kathleen Doyle, OSU's Kelsey Mitchell got out in transition to put the Buckeyes up 6 and forcing the Hawkeyes to call a timeout. After that, the Buckeyes rode their momentum to an 88-81 win. Ohio State coach Kevin McGuff believed this difficult win is good for his team.
For us to have to execute offensively in a tight situation, I think is really good for us. For us to have to get stops and big rebounds down the stretch is also something that we need to be doing at this time of year.
Mitchell started out the game cold, scoring just 7 points in their first 3 quarters. But she rose up late, dropping 13 in the final quarter.
You know, great scorers like Kelsey, they just keep going. They keep believing. They know. And they've worked so many times in the gym. They spent so much time there. They know the next one's in. And you love that mentality.
Freshman Tori McCoy started in place of the injured Mavunga and scored 8 points, pulled down 7 rebounds, and blocked 4 shots. Ohio State is back in action on Thursday in Lincoln against Nebraska. Lantern TV's Sam Block was at the men's volleyball game Saturday night and brings you more.
Saturday night, Ohio State's men's volleyball team welcomed Loyola into St. John Arena for a matchup of top 10 teams. The undefeated number 1 ranked Buckeyes entered the match on a 35-match win streak, while the 10th ranked Ramblers came in 7-3 on the season. Ohio State stormed out of the gate to take a 9-3 lead in the first set, but Loyola responded with a punch of their own, eventually tying the game at 16. The set remained close, but the Buckeyes took control, taking the first set 25-22. This was the closest the Ramblers would come to taking a set from Ohio State. The Buckeyes went on to win the final 2 sets 25-18 and 25-19. 2 standouts for Ohio State were the usual suspects, Miles Johnson and Nicholas Serzin. Johnson had 18 kills, while Serzin was able to contribute with a team-high 11 digs. Over 1,500 fans attended Saturday's match, and Coach Pete Hansen noted how the team fed off of the crowd's energy.
That's good for a couple of points a set when you've got the crowd just not allowing you to kind of fall asleep and fall into a lull that keeps you going, and I thought that was huge tonight.
The Buckeyes understand every team that faces off with them will give them their best shot trying to end the streak, so they must stay focused.
I'm trying to remember all my teammates to stay focused and play hard every point, even if we're rolling, if it's easy, we just need to go out there and play as hard as we can every time.
Ohio State will look to extend their win streak to 37 this Friday night when they take on Quincy at St. John Arena at 7 p.m.
The number 12 Ohio State hockey team welcomed number 5 Minnesota to the Schottenstein Center for a double dose of hockey Friday and Saturday as both teams near the Big Ten tournament. The Buckeyes started hot, finding the back of the net twice in the first period. Minnesota came right back with 3 goals in the second, taking the lead into the final period. Early in the third period, OSU capitalized on a power play and Mason Jobst slid one in to tie it up. And to finish it off, Tanner Lazinski scored 1 more on the Gophers, and the Buckeyes took the first game 5-4. The Buckeyes struck first Saturday night too, nailing the first and only goal in the first period. Both teams came out hot in the second period, trading goals, Minnesota taking 4 and OSU taking 3 to tie it up. But Minnesota took the game, scoring 2 goals late in the third period and splitting the 2-game series. The Buckeyes traveled to East Lansing this weekend to take on the Spartans in a 2-game series. Ohio State's third-ranked men's tennis team rolled to a 4-0 win over number 10, Georgia. This is Georgia's 3rd straight loss. The Buckeyes got off to an early lead as they took the doubles point with a 6-2 win from Hugo DeFeo and Martin Joyce. Kyle Seelig was the clincher for the Buckeyes as he defeated Walker Duncan 6-2. Kyle Seelig was the clincher for the Buckeyes as he defeated Walker Duncan 6-2 and 7-5, giving Ohio State the 4-0 sweep of Georgia. This was the second match of the weekend for the undefeated Buckeyes, who also defeated 15th-ranked Kentucky 4-1 on Saturday. Ohio State looks to remain undefeated as they enter the Big Ten play, facing Penn State this Wednesday. The Ohio State's men's lacrosse team was back in action this Saturday against the Detroit Mercy Titans. Coming off an opening win against Furman just a few days prior, the Buckeyes wasted no time getting right back into their scoring ways, putting a goal 29 seconds into the game. After the Titans netted a goal in the 13th minute, Ohio State exploded with 4 unanswered goals. But Detroit was not done yet. Detroit was able to tie the game up at 6 goals apiece in the second quarter, but after a tie-breaking goal from Johnny Pearson, assisted by John Kelly at 3 minutes 35 seconds, the Buckeyes never looked back. The Ohio State Buckeyes went on to win the game 14-8, improving their record to 2-0 on the season, while Detroit Mercy fell 0-1. The Buckeyes faced off against the University of Massachusetts Minutemen this Saturday at 12 p.m. at the Woody Hayes Athletic Center. Ohio State's men's basketball team is in East Lansing tonight, taking on Michigan State. The Buckeyes women's swimming team is in Indianapolis, taking part in the Big Ten Championships Wednesday to Saturday. That's all from the sports desk. Make sure to tune in throughout the week for exclusive Ohio State coverage and stay tuned for next week's Buckeye Sports Now. Make sure to follow us on Twitter and Snapchat and give us a like on Facebook. Thanks for watching.